Starting over. Welcome everybody to 2020. I forgot to turn on my not hearing me. Yes, Brian the Wolf Hunt.
You did.
I'm still learning the new software. Game Show gave up, and it's like you can stop paying $20 a year to use Game Show. You can start paying $300 a year to use the professional version of that. And so we're not doing that. It's a Jeremy Tuesday. It is, Take Walker. What I was saying was, welcome to 2020. I know that other people have been streaming on this channel since 2020, but I have not. This is my first stream of the new decade. None of this talk about how it doesn't start till next year. It's the new decade. It's the 20s. Die mad about it. So here we are. And as you can see, we've got a whole new game. Oh, okay, good. The Deck Nexus music is coming through. That's good, because I wasn't sure if I did it properly, because there's actually no music in the actual game yet. If it's too loud, let me know, and I can turn it down. So welcome. This is Handelabra Live. We do this Tuesdays. There's other stuff on this channel that you can watch on other days that change on a somewhat regular basis. If you know anybody who also plays our games and would like to have a slot on the official Handelabra channel, please have them reach out to us. I'm not saying that I don't like our current streamers. I absolutely love our current streamers, but you know, we're we're only streaming what, 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. That's at least 2 extra days a week that we could be doing streams. So if someone wants to be playing Aeon's End every week or more One Deck Dungeon, one thing that actually happened this weekend that was super exciting was a streamer named Celerity, like Celerity, like celery, but ITY at the end. Celerity, I don't know what it is. I was trying to figure out why all of a sudden we sold 6 times as much One Deck Dungeon on Saturday as we usually sell, and it was because some random really popular streamer streamed One Deck Dungeon for like 7 hours. So if somebody out there, Celerity, yes, Seamus Butler, thank you. That is how you spell it. So if anybody out there wants to be streaming our games and you want to do it in a semi-professional capacity, and you want to do it on our actual channel, reach out to us, info@handelabra.com. We would love to talk to you about streaming our games. So, as we mentioned in a Indiegogo update earlier today, we're going to be showing off some of the new stuff that we've been working on in Spirit Island since the crowdfund ended back in mid-November, I think it was. It was like November 14th or something like that. So a couple of the things. Number one, the engine of the game is getting close to being done. And as John edited what I had said about it when I was writing the update, what that means is that the cards, the spirits, like all of the rules that exist are coded in at least a first draft. How those are all going to interact with one another is still something that we're working on. You know, and for anybody who's played Sentinels, you know, just because the rule is in the game, that doesn't mean that it is going to work in 100% of cases. There's a lot that we have to do to make sure that it works, but we're getting really close to having every card, every, you know, specific thing coded, at least in terms of it functions. Whether it functions in relation to everything else is an open question. But tonight we're going to show you some of the spirits that we have implemented since the Kickstarter, since the Indiegogo. Because we had only shown one. I think it was it Lightning Swift Strike? Was that the only one that we had during the crowdfund?
Vital Strength of the Earth.
Oh, Vital Strength of the Earth was the one.
Lebenskraft der Erde.
I was commenting to John about how I love the fact that everything in this game is like the longest possible way to describe it. So it's like, and he said that it was a very German thing.
I went into Google Translate, and most of them are a little longer, except Lightning Swift Strike is Blitzschlag, which is awesome.
Blitzschlag! Yeah, that does sound like...
way shorter.
And River Surges in Sunlight! And Vital Strength of the Earth, which is the one that John was just talking about. And we're also going to show you the new 2D... You know, in a lot of games that would be called like the strategic layout, but we'll for the time being, we're just going to call it the 2D layout. We have this little check mark here to use 2D or use 3D. So, do you want to do Lightning Swift Strike, or do you want to do River Surges in Sunlight? What do you think, John?
We could let the chat decide, or we could just do one and then the other.
All right, we'll start with Lightning Swift Strike, and we'll do that in the 2D, and then we'll show off the other before. And, John, I want you to pretend like I don't know how this game works. I want you to talk me through how to play this game, as if I'm coming to it for the very first time.
Want me to pretend?
Just pretend that I don't actually know how to play this game. And that's
the first thing not everything necessarily is obvious what's going on because the game just sort of whips through at this point.
Yes.
So what just happened was at the start of the game, the invaders explored into the mountains.
Yeah, and the chat, by the way, the chat knows exactly what's going on. I have not pulled one over on them. As is typical for our games, with the possible early exception of Sentinels, which I had actually played a couple of times, most of the games that we make, I don't know how to play until we make them, and then I learn how to play them. I know that they're popular, I watch people play them, but I almost never play them myself because I don't actually have a lot of friends who play these kinds of games, which is actually, interestingly enough, one of the reasons why I'm always so interested in making them into digital games, because I want to be able to play them without having to find people to play them with me or without having to learn by reading all of the rules. All right, so as you were saying, John, so the invaders do a bunch of things.
Well, they do one thing at the start of the game. They explore, and they explored into the mountains. So they flipped over the mountain card and put a couple explorers in the mountains, and that's going to. So this turn, they're going to build in the mountains. So an important thing about Spirit Island is things get worse before they get better. Yes. Pretty much all. Like you start off with not powerful enough to stop what the invaders are doing generally, and so you need to just accept that and try to manage what you can. So the first thing we should do is look at our spirit and look at our cards. So right click on lightning and see what the spirit does.
All right, so we got special rules. Swiftness of lightning. For every
air
you have, you may use one power as if it were, you may use one
slow power as if it were fast.
Oh, okay, cool. Right on. Power cards are your innate powers. Right, and then I do know that the idea about presence, where you can put presence on the board, and that allows you to do more things and get a certain amount of energy per turn versus card plays in a turn.
Yeah, so presence on the board is what controls where you can apply your powers, either from your innate or from cards, and that's what that range thing is showing up everywhere. At the start of every turn, we're going to grow, which is pick one of those three options at the top. Early on, we probably want to get more presence around. We are using power progression here to make sure we have cards that we know work. So our basic, our innate power is slow, but typically you can use it fast because of the special rule.
Right.
And it lets us destroy towns if we get enough elements, but we don't have enough elements usually at the start of the game with lightning to be doing that. So let's go and look at what cards we start with.
All right, so we've got Harbingers of the Lightning, push up to 2 houses.
You can right click to make it bigger.
Oh, I can make it even bigger. Oh, look at that. Awesome.
So this has fire and air, and lets you push up to 2 Dahan, which are the natives of the island, and 1 fear if you push a Dahan into a land with a town or a city. We have Lightning's Boon, a fast power. A target spirit may have 2 slow powers if they were fast this turn. That is more useful with more spirits, not as useful with lightning by itself. Raging Storm costs 3, notably, and does 1 damage to each invader. It's pretty great. And Shatter Homesteads generates a fear and destroys 1 town, which is also great. So one thing you want to look at doing in general is trying to avoid letting the invaders build more things in more places, because if they can build, then they're going to be ravaging on those same spots the following turn. And so the less they can build, the less they're going to ravage. So one thing I often look to do in the first turn is, can I clear off one of those spaces so they don't build on it?
Okay.
It's expensive, but if we use that damaging card, we would be able to destroy range 2 from a sacred site. So our sacred site is over in the sands, but that left-hand mountain there is within range, and we can make that power fast using our ability. So we have the ability to do that. So I think we should do that. So we're going to need enough energy, though, because we only have 0 energy right now. We're going to gain 1, so we're going to need to gain more energy. So let's use the last growth option.
Okay.
Often with lightning has so many card plays. which is really great. Right now we have 2. We could bump up to 3 if we uncover the bottom track, or we could get some more energy by uncovering the top track. Either's fine. Why don't you pick what you think you want to do?
All right.
And let's place it in the wetlands there.
Is that here?
Yeah. And let's play the 3-cost card. And if you make a mistake, it's fine. We're just showing the game. Sure. There's no undo yet.
Am I playing a second card?
We can potentially. What does the 0-cost one do again?
This one is push up to 2 Dahan. If something...
Right. So we could push the Dahan into a land with a town to generate a fear, so that's worth doing. So let's click that. And that card would give us... Actually, that card would give us enough elements to use our innate power, wouldn't it? So right-click on us again, on the spirit.
Oh, on the spirit.
With 3 fire and 2 air, we would get to destroy a town, which... if you go back, you can see the number of elements we have so far around our spirit is 2 and 2 of those.
2, yeah.
So play that, we'll have 3 and 3. So let's play it. Why not? And you can see our innate power has appeared in our card play area there as something we can show. Mm-hmm. In the chat, they're talking about not showing the land numbers, which it is not important in the game. It's only part of setup which the game handles for you automatically, so it's not something that needs to be on the board. It's something we could potentially optionally show, but it's not important for gameplay. If it is, yes, as you mentioned in one of the scenarios, and it's something you care about, then we can show it, but most of the time it's just visual noise. To defend the inner island one. Okay, we can have a look at that, but most likely we can show things in a different way. All right, so now we're in the fast power phase. So we have one power that's actually fast, and we have we can actually just use like 3 slow powers as if they're fast because of our special ability. So that's why, like, playing Lightning's Boon, we only played it to get the elements, right? We didn't really care about its effect because we already can make all of our powers fast. But we can activate these in whatever order we want. So what I was thinking was we probably want to, why don't we use the 3-cost one, Raging Storm, to destroy that Explorer we were talking about in the left-hand side mountain.
So here?
Yeah. And so now there's nothing there, so that's, the build phase is going to be coming, and that's not Murderer Bird, says Brian the Wolf.
Yeah.
And then so...
Jean-Marc is here! Hey, Jean-Marc! Welcome!
With our base ability, we can destroy a town, but we want to use our other power first because that is predicated on having a town in that place. So if you look at the Harbingers of the Lightning, we want there to be a town there when we push the Dahan first. So we have to decide which Dahan we want to push. We can do range 1 from any of our presence. So we could either do our home sands area there, or the one with the Explorer there. Why don't we move the one away from where the Explorer is, because it's might get killed by the Ravage next turn. So let's drag that onto the other mountain.
The Harbinger of Lightning?
Yeah. And then it's going to ask, okay, you're going to push. So it's highlighting the Dahan there. You can click on the Dahan and then click on the land you want to push it to, which is the jungle on the right. And that generated a fear. You can see at the bottom now we have 1 out of 4 fear. Mm-hmm. Yay. And then we can just use our innate power to destroy that town now. So why don't we just do that?
How do I do?
What's the
this one here?
bell-shaped thingy? That is Blight. All the visuals and icons and stuff are still in progress, by the way. Yeah, and then so that power, like if you look at it, like basically it's not going to do anything. So you can just finish. All right, so they built a town there in the mountains, and now they're exploring in the jungles. So they've added a couple explorers there, and now it's a new turn. Hey, we survived a turn, Jeremy. Good job.
Wonderful.
All right, so we look like we're getting a little short on cards here, aren't we?
Indeed.
We only have Shatter Homestead, so we can get our cards back from our discard pile by using the Reclaim Cards option, and I think we pretty much need to do that here. They are going to Ravage, so we grabbed a new card. You can bring that up if you want. This is off the power progression for Lightning. And Delusions of Danger, push 1, explore, or generate 2 fear. So that's pretty good. Pushing 1 explorer seems like, oh, what's that going to do? But we can push an explorer away from a place where they're going to build, for example, and then they won't build there. So that seems pretty good. So what do we have available? So we're going to have, we only have 2 energy, and which is a limiting factor here, and we can play 3 cards. So we could, I guess, actually play 3 cards potentially. I would like to, if we destroy the town in that mountain, we could avoid the Ravage causing a Blight. Blight will happen if the land takes 2 or more damage, and right now it's going to do that. They're going to do 3 damage to the land. What I'm thinking about is, can we get enough elements to use our innate power with only 2? I don't think we have enough. Oh wait, our innate is 3 air and 2 flame, is that correct? 3 flame and 2 air. Yeah, we don't have enough energy to play that many of those elements. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be able to just straight up destroy that town. We might just have to allow a Blight to happen there. We don't have to, but we could play something to stop that. But I'd rather have more prevention of them actually building. So we can use that new card we got. Why don't we play that? And we can use that to push that explorer out of the jungle, so he won't build there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we can consider playing the other 2 cards. Let's have a look at, because we only have 1 energy left. We can't play that. We don't have enough energy. This lets us push Dahan, which we could do. And the other one is there's no point to, that's just a waste of energy playing that at this point, because it wouldn't get us anything. Playing the 0 cost card, we could push a Dahan, but we would end up pushing it into a place where it's going to get killed. So it would generate fear, but I'm not sure that's worth it. So maybe we'll just not play that. We'll just play the 1 card and roll with it.
Okay.
So we can use this fast. Let's use it on the top right jungle and push that, say, so here is an option. You can either push or generate fear. So on the card, there's 2 buttons up there.
Oh, yeah.
Like push. And then push him probably to the wetland, I guess. You could go elsewhere, but that seems fine. So now they ravaged in the mountain. So you can see that Blight got added into the mountain there. And they built in the lower left jungle there. And explored in the wetlands. Just going to have a look at the chat here. Is this using the suggested first game rules of a stacked deck? I'm not sure what that means, but it is using power progression, if that's what you're talking about. But it's not a stacked deck of anything. It's different. So, okay. Live dangerously, go for the fear card. That's true. If we generate enough fear, we earn fear cards, which give beneficial effects and get us closer to winning the game. All right, so we look at basically each turn in Spirit Island is like a puzzle to solve, right? Like, so what is going on this turn that we need to deal with, and we'll need to deal with going forward. So they're going to be ravaging in that jungle area in the bottom left. That is going to do 3 damage, so that will actually kill one of the Dahan, but one of them will survive and hit back for 2 damage, and it will also blight the land. Excuse me. So that's potentially a problem, but also sort of takes care of itself a little bit with the Dahan there. So that's something to think about. We also have building will be going on in the wetlands, so we're going to get a couple towns happening there, and then of course exploring somewhere. So we could try to stop them from building is often the best thing to do. So we can look at what tools we have for that. We probably are going to be needing to get more energy. We're definitely, and we definitely need to be able to be getting more presence towards the west of the board there. We can't really do anything over there right now. So what do we have available in our powers right now in our cards? Yeah, 1 damage to each invader. That's pretty strong because we could use that to clear that wetland. Yeah, Lightning's Boon we're not going to use unless we need the elements. That's pushing the Dahan and then destroy a town and generate fear. So I think the big damage card might be what we want to play this turn. I don't know why those cards are flashing right now, but that's kind of strange. Oh, the spirit is flashing? Yeah, there's just a leftover highlight from something, I guess. So what I'm thinking is, so we get more energy, we could do add a presence, gain energy 3, so we have enough energy to play that big card.
Sure.
And it's, yeah, so let's do that. Let's place one of the energy presence, maybe in that sands at the bottom. So now we have range 1 to everywhere in the board. We go there. Will be very useful. Yeah, let's play the 1 damage to each invader. We can use that to clear that wetland, so they won't build in it. They are going to build in the western wetland. It's just going to happen. We might be able to use our ability this turn. So can we check our ability again? I just want to check the range rule on it. Range 1 of a sacred site. Okay, so we won't be able to reach the wetland or the jungle on the left with that. But that's okay. We can destroy a different town. Oh no, we're not within range of any towns actually of our sacred site, so we won't be able to actually use that. Our sacred site is just that you have to have 2 or more presence,
right,
to make a sacred site generally. So that ability won't do anything unless we are able to push a town. I don't know if we can. Do we have an ability to push a town? I think we can only push. Yeah, destroy or push Dahan. We don't have a way to push a town right yet. That's a thing that some abilities can do, and then push things into range of getting blown up. What we could do is push. We could use that push Dahan one though. So why don't we do that?
That's the Harbinger's Lightning?
Yeah. And we want to shatter homesteads. That's within range 2 of a sacred site. We could destroy that town over in the mountains. Sure. And it generates more fear as well. So let's do that. All right. So we do have enough to use our ability, but we don't have anything within range. I think interesting. We could, with the Harbingers of Lightning, we could send the more Dahan down into the jungle so that they kill all of the invaders down there when they ravage. Why don't we do that? So Harbingers of Lightning, use it on the wetland in the left.
This one here?
I'm going to push the Dahan from there. Yeah. Push that down into the jungle. And so we're sort of using them as our little army.
Nice.
Oh, Sparky Wolf is going to cook something that needs more attention. Well, yeah, check the replay. All right, and so we can do the Shatter Homesteads, I think, and destroy the town in the top mountain there. Yeah. And now if you look down at the fear tracker, we've earned a fear card. You can actually click on the cards there. This is still a work in progress UI, but you can see the middle section is showing earned cards. And so you've got one fear earned. That's going to flip over during the invader phase to maybe help us out. And Raging Storm, let's use that on the middle wetlands to get rid of those 2 invaders, and they won't build anything. Bye. All right, so we have a fear card. Each player removes 1 explorer from a land with Dahan. There was only 1, so it just sort of went ahead with that. There was only 1 land where that was the case, so it just did it at the bottom left. And then the Ravage is happening, so there was no decision there, so that just happened. And the build happened, and the Explorer happened. So this is, we're going to slow this down so you can see what's going on. But I'll explain what happened there. So the town damaged the Dahan and the land, so it generated a blight and killed a Dahan. The Dahan hit back and destroyed the town, which generates a fear. So that happened in the bottom left there. Then they built a town over in the wetland, and they explored. So there's explored in the sand. So interestingly, they explored in the sand. So they explore whatever they can reach from the coast or from a town or a city. So they were able to explore in that left-hand sand, but they weren't able to explore the right-hand sand because there's no adjacent town or city. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good. Oh, Seamus Butler said, there might be something in range during the slow phase. One of the traps of lightning is thinking you can use everything as a fast power. You should use everything as fast power. That is true, but we knew they weren't going to be building any towns within range of the sacred site this turn. So that is, right now we can see our power is available because it's a slow power and we didn't use it. But there's no town within range 1 of our sacred site, so we can just skip it and finish using powers. All right, so new turn. So they're going to build in the sand. We should be able to take care of that and keep them from building there. They're going to ravage that wetland. I don't think we can really do anything about that. We are going to need to get power cards back, I think, right? Because we don't have any cards to do anything. So we need to use the first option.
Sure. We get a call to bloodshed.
Yeah, 1 damage per Dahan or gather up to 3 Dahan. So, and the target land has to have Dahan in it. So this is something we could potentially do a combo where we push a Dahan into that sand and then use the Dahan to kill that invader. We only have 2 energy. So we can't like use our direct damage power. Why don't we look at our powers now? We have a whole bunch in our hand to so Delusions of Danger, I suppose we could just push that Explorer away, which would be fine. Harbingers of the Lightning would let us push a Dahan and then have the other thing attack. The other thing would attack using that Dahan. That might be... You have a preference of which one we do?
I do not. Okay. Shockingly.
I don't know if we can do anything about that Ravage. They're doing 6 damage in that wetland. So, even if we put a Dahan in there, they're just going to get killed. And we can't really deal with what's going on there at this point. So what we could do is just push that Explorer into that wetland, and then they're just going to be like all hanging out together, and then save our other cards for next turn. So let's play the card that lets us...
Uh-oh. John froze. That's not good. John said, let's play the card that lets us, and then he froze, and now I don't know what he's saying. So, let's see here. Target's memory use of 2. Yeah, reconnecting. One damage each invader. Oops. Yeah, these are not... Yeah, this is definitely something we're going to have to work on. Like, these are not in the order that they show up in your hand right now. Illusions of Danger. I think he wants you to play Harbinger and Call to Bloodshed. Alright, John is... Oh! He's gone. Womp womp. How would you rate the quality of this call? 1. Oh, wait. John is calling me via Skype audio on my phone? What? Here, let me try doing it like this. This actually happened during our stand-up the other day. Oh, wait. Is this... Skype. Alright, hang on. I'm going to quit Skype and relaunch it. So that we can hopefully bring him back. Oof. Yeah, force quit. Restarting Skype. We are now chatting. We're now talking via the chat. Oh, it's me? Can everybody see me still? Maybe it's my Skype that's bad? Alright, chat, can you see me? You can see me. Okay, Team Morgan says they can see me. So maybe it's my Skype that's being weird? Alright, let's see if we can... Alright, Skype is back up, so let's do...
Hello?
Alright, here we are. Yes, I think something weird happened with my Skype. That was bad.
That seems clear, because my internet was fine.
Yeah, but like the stream seemed to keep going fine, so it was just Skype on my end for some reason. Alright, so you were saying... I think we should play the...
see your screen again first.
Oh, yes. Let me do that. Alright, boom. Start your screen. Application window. Spirit Island. Alright. You said we should play the power that, and then you froze.
Play the power that lets us push the Explorer away. It can be really handy to just sort of collect Explorers, or collect them into one place. So, yeah, let's play the Push Explorer card.
So, Delusions of Danger?
Yeah. And I just think not anything else. We can just play that. And use that on the one in the sands to push him over to the wetland.
Uh-oh. I have a spinny. Oof, what is happening?
Broke it.
I broke it. And this is why the game is still in development.
Can you click menu and then continue?
Let's try. Menu. I actually can't see my mouse when it's over that screen.
Well, now try if you're able to drag the power, then the mouse should return after doing that.
All right. Where was I putting it?
In the sand there, yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
And push one invader, little button.
All right, push one. Boom.
And push him. I think just into the wetland. He can join his friends.
Is that wait? That's jungle. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn exactly what all the things mean.
Doesn't
the true destroyer.
Matter. Right, so they just explored that wetland, so that's fine. Jeremy, the true destroyer of the Nexus.
I do what I can.
Cool. So what would be really good would be to have a sacred site over there, I think. Let's use the last one so we get more energy too, and we can really blow things up now. So do we want 4 card plays or we want more energy? I think we need more energy right now. So put that into the middle sands there. So now we have a sacred site there, so we can use our strongest abilities on that problematic area on the left there. Mm-hmm. So we can, they're just going to build there. Ravage is not going to do anything, so we're in a really good place. We can just start like destroying things.
All right, wait, before we do that, help me out here just so that I'm 100%. Like, the sands, I think, is pretty obvious. The mountains are also pretty obvious. The jungle is the green. And then It looks like the light blue is wetlands. What's this last one over here?
Nothing. Ocean. Don't worry. It's not, you don't need to worry about it.
You don't need to worry about it. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, there are only 4 kinds of land.
Got it. Okay.
And hopefully they make sense. So what we can do is try to, I don't know if we can like completely clear them out there, but we can definitely do a lot. So if you right click our spirit again, we can potentially destroy a town, maybe a city instead, with our thundering destruction. If we can get, I guess we're not gonna be able to get to 4 fire because we can only play 3 cards, but maybe next turn we'll be able to play 4 cards and get up to there. But let's go back. We're going to be able to destroy that town just with our ability. So that's really good. We can also destroy a town. We can probably destroy a town before they build and then also after they build. I think is going to be good. So why don't we play what's that one that destroys a town? Let's play that. Shatter Homesteads. So we're going to use that to destroy a town. We're also going to use our ability most likely. Let's see. So the 0 cost one we're probably going to want.
Okay.
We can use that late and push a Dahan to generate fear as well. And we want to play one more that has a fire so that we get our ability. So we may as well let's just play Lightning's Boon. We don't need to use the 3 cost power this turn. Cool. So why don't we try to generate more fear early? So let's use Shatter Homesteads to destroy that town in the wetland. Yep. And so now we've earned a fear card, so that's good. And we may or may not want to use these yet. I think we want to push that Dahan. I mean, we may as well push the Dahan now, right? Because if we, they're not going to ravage there right now. So we could push those Dahan, both of them, from that jungle into the wetland. Why don't we do that? Yep. And click and click the other Dahan and put him into. And cool, so that generated another fear for us as well. That power doesn't do anything, and our base power is not going to do anything right now, so let's just finish using powers. Oh, remove Explorer from a coastal land. So that's just, I guess we have to click it even though there's only, there are choices here, so we could choose either one. I think, let's just remove it. It's nice to have lands with nothing on them, so let's remove them from the jungle. And coastal lands, so they're exploring from the coast to anything touching the ocean. So he's just going back there, sure, whatever. So they're going to build in those coastal lands next turn. So now we can use our base power to destroy that town that just got built. Yep. Very good. All right, so they are going to ravage there, which isn't necessarily a huge problem. So what does our first card do there? Right, 1 damage per Dahan. So we could actually have the Dahan. We could use these to destroy everything in that, right? So 1 damage per invader will kill all the explorers and do 1 damage to the town. The town has 3 health. And then 1 damage per Dahan will cause them to destroy the city. So that's pretty awesome. And we could potentially stop them from building if we can get rid of... We'll have 1 more card play, so we can like push an explorer or something. And we'll have some spare energy. So let's use the first option. We need to get our cards back. You end up using that a lot with Lightning because you play all your cards. So we can look at Power Storm. That's a pretty rad card. So this is actually a major power, I believe. So we're going to have to forget another power. So with Power Storm, target spirit gains 3 energy, and you can repeat a power card by paying its cost again. And if you have a certain number of elements, you can repeat up to 2 more power cards by paying their costs. That is pretty wild. So you can see how that expands the number of options. So now we need to forget a card. When you get a major power, you have to forget another card. So you can't just have an infinite number of cards or infinite number of superpowers. Why don't we get rid of the one that doesn't really do anything for us? Lightning's Boon, I think. Yeah, that's not really something that's useful when we're playing by ourselves. So what we wanted to do was play the 3-cost slow power there. Not the new one, the Raging Storm.
Yeah, so red is fast and blue is slow, yeah?
Yeah. And we want to play the one that makes the Dahan attack the invaders. Call to Bloodshed. Cool, so we can play 1 more card. So those cards are going to take care of that wetland by destroying all the invaders. And so we want to play something else that stops them from, say, building in that jungle. So I think probably one of the ones that pushes will work. What do we have for our other cards? We can push up to 2. Yeah, we don't want that. Push 1 invader. Yeah, I think. Or what's the other one? The other one is just 1 fear, destroy 1 town. Yeah. So we need to play the first one there, Delusions of Danger. Yeah. All right. So actually, we can push him into the other land and then destroy him. So why don't we use that? Push that from the jungle to the wetland. Yep.
And push 1, right?
Yep.
Into the wetland.
Yeah, and now he's hanging out there. And then let's use the Raging Storm to deal 1 damage to each invader. Collect them all together and blow them all up. Yep, right there. Boop, boop, boop. So these will have cool, lightning effects and stuff like that. Right now there's no visual effects or anything like that. They just disappear. But the plan is for it to look cool. And then Call to Bloodshed, you can use on that land as well. And the Dahan will finish them off. This one has an option as well, so 1 damage per Dahan. Oh, and we win.
We did it!
So, because we had earned fear cards, we got to the next terror level, which means there just needed to be no towns or cities. So invaders were fine. We win the game. Congratulations.
Dun, 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 dun. We did it. There'll be some amazing thing from Jean-Marc here.
Yeah. And also we were playing on fairly easy mode. No blight card and no scenario or adversary or anything like that.
Gotta be the fastest win ever. Only 45 minutes, indeed.
Yeah, usually when I'm testing, I lose because I'm like trying to have more stuff go on and cascade blight and stuff.
Right.
Cool. Do you want to play 1 more with River?
Well, maybe not the whole way through, but we can at least show it a bit. So let's take a look at River Surges. Is it River Surges in Sunlight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're getting an idea for...
I definitely am getting a clearer picture now. I should point out, I have played this game, but the last time I played it was literally like 3 years before it came out, when it was still in testing, and I played it at PAX East 1 year. So it's been a really long time since I've really understood how this game works. And even then, it's probably different from how I remember it. So,
sure. So here we've got the 3D board that we're still iterating on. One thing that we're working on is the lighting. The lighting is a little glary in this iteration here, but that's being worked on. We flattened the board out a little bit since the Kickstarter was a little too much mountains, I think, before. So if you look at, now we're looking at river, surges, and sunlight. You can bring up that spirit panel. And, works very differently than lightning. The special rule is that your presence in wetlands counts as a sacred site. And river's powers are more about pushing things around. And so that you can see the massive flooding special ability lets you push explorers or towns. And as it powers up, it does damage and pushes things as well. So lots of, pushing things around and drowning things, but not actually drowning. That's something from Ocean. And you can see that the growth option for presence actually lets you sort of build the river along the island by going one away from each other. Cool. So let's have a look at the power cards. So every spirit has 4 unique power cards that only they have. Boon of Vigor lets you gain energy, but you can target another spirit if there's more players and help them gain more energy. That's a really good card. Flash Floods does a damage, but more damage if it's coastal. River's Bounty lets you gather. Yeah, this is one of the only ways to make babies in Spirit Island.
Oops.
And finally, Wash Away, push up to 3 explorers and towns. Pushing towns is semi-rare. It's usually pretty easy to push explorers and Dahan around, but not towns and cities, and that's something River can do. Brian the Wolf Hunt, the only way to make babies. And who knows, future expansions might have more baby making abilities. All right, so what's our situation here? So they explored in the mountains that are up at the top there. You can see we're still using board A. We have the other boards set up, but we don't have them in this demo right now. As well as multiple spirits is something we're working on. So if we can get them away from the mountains, they won't build anything, which is nice. So that's something we can try to use our pushing abilities to push them away from those mountains, and they just won't do anything. So if you look at our power cards again, I think, we only have 1 card play right now, so that's, we could do damage to kill 1. We could Wash Away to move 1 away. So I like using Wash Away because it only uses 1 energy. Our base power, our innate power, I think requires us to play 2 cards. If you pull that up again. Yeah, we need 1 sun and 2 water. So we need to be able to play 2 cards, which you could do if we add presence. We could get a couple card plays. So actually, I think we could get rid of both. So let's use the add a presence twice. Yeah, that one. And let's add a presence in that top left mountain. We're going to make the river flow over that way. And then in the left wetland, so we get a sacred site over there. Yeah, from card plays, so we get 2 card plays. So now we've got a sacred site over there as well. And you can see one of those powers we want to use is range 0. Actually, that's not the one we want to use, but range 0 means it has to be on the land that that you're on. So, and can we check our innate power again? Sorry, I forgot the elements of it. It's 1 sun, 2 water, which is great. So okay, so let's play the only one of them is fast. So after playing lightning, you often forget that. Oh yeah, slow powers are what you usually are using. So we are going to be moving things away after they build, but I think we can play the 2 energy one to kill one of those invaders at least. And now we don't have any more energy. Oh, okay. Let's play we could gather Dahan and make a Dahan baby. Let's do that. That's fun. So why don't we flash flood the one on the right? Yeah. Goodbye. So now they build on that mountain, and they're going to explore the sand. Yeah, Takewalker, the pieces in the 3D mode are the actual 3D models they use to make the pieces with. They've been reduced in resolution, so they're not 5 million polygons. Cool. So we can, what we can do, let's use River's Bounty, and let's use it on that top mountain, or basically wherever we want, just so we can demonstrate it. And then you can click this is the first time we've actually gathered. So you can click those Dahan pieces to gather, and a little baby comes out.
That's exactly the way I learned it in health class.
Yeah. And so we can push within range 1 of a sacred site. So we could push so this would be an interesting decision here. So we could push from sand so that they don't build in the sand, or we could push the town away from the mountain so they don't do any damage to the land there. Let's do that. Let's push it away from the mountain. Yep. And let's push it towards the coast, the town. Let's push it, to the wetland, I guess. And so when they're going to ravage in that mountain, but it's just going to be that explorer doing 1 damage, which it'll hurt a Dahan, but the Dahan will recover after, and then the Dahan will kill that explorer. So that's always nice. So we can carry on from here, or do you want to move on to another game?
Yeah, I feel like we've shown this. We've done about an hour. I feel like we've got another hour. We can play maybe some Sentinels.
Sure.
So we've shown off some of this. We showed, obviously, most of the 2D view. Obviously, you're seeing now the 3D view, which is a little bit different than it was during the crowdfund, but it's not final for sure, because you can see it's a little bit shadowy, a little bit too bright, probably. So this is Spirit Island. It's obviously still very much in development, but we wanted to show it off. We know that some people are very excited to see it. So this is Spirit Island. We're going to be switching over to...
hopefully we'll be demoing this more as well as time goes on. So you can stop sharing your screen. You'll probably want to close the game too, or it will...
Yeah, I definitely will do that. Let me switch
be slowing you down.
Sentinels. Boom. All right. So we'll quit this. And let's turn up the music.
I guess I will run Sentinels too then.
I should probably turn off the Nexus of the Void. All right. You should only be hearing one music now. If that is not correct, let me know.
All the music. I hear my music.
Why am I getting a rainbow spinny in Sentinels? That's not great.
You're just getting lots of rainbow spinnies today.
I know, it's not been great. I did quit out of everything, pretty much everything.
You hear bongos.
Uh-oh.
take Walker. Here's bongos.
All right, hang on. I'm going to force quit Sentinels and try to bring it back up again. Oh, is it Steam that's frozen? Maybe it's Steam that's frozen. All right, hang on, everybody. We're going to see what we can do here. Can't wait to see more of it. Hype, hype. Indeed. Oh, no, it's not showing my password, is it? Okay, good. Yeah, I actually don't know that I've relaunched Steam since before Christmas, so it's probably good that I'm restarting it now, because it's been a while. All right, library, Sentinels, play.
I see Jeremy playing Sentinels in Steam now.
All right, is the stream is not seeing my updated version. Hang on, let's see here. Game.
Have you adapted to OBS?
What's that?
You adapted to OBS?
I'm learning. I'm trying. All right, everybody should see. Do you see the Justice Comics 609? Is that what you're seeing in stream? I believe you should be.
I see it.
Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, I'm definitely not going to play that character, because that is not one that I'm very good at. How about, yeah, we'll do this. Iron Legacy! Still hearing the Nexus music. Oh, okay.
It's got to go into OBS and make it invisible.
Yeah, I tried making it invisible, now I've just deleted it, so hopefully... Just play Nexus of the Void and it'll be okay. I actually don't think that it'll be okay. I think it'll just, you'll hear the Nexus of the Void twice, and that probably won't be great. Alright, I have completely removed it from there, so you shouldn't be hearing Nexus anymore now. And it looks like we're playing against Iron Legacy at Magmaria. And, yeah.
Get hot.
Get hot!
If you click play at the exact right time, then having the Nexus of the Void music in the background would be fine.
That's true.
But you have still hearing it, says Team Orchid.
Really? All right, hang on. What if I...
You see, does it show up in the audio levels?
All right,
area?
I just hit transition, so tell me if it disappeared now. Cease with your childish prattlings. You and your mechanical minions shall submit to justice. Mr. Parsons, you've always been nice. I hate to make robots hit you, but they will. All right. So Unity opens with modular workbench, platform bot, powered shockwave. I think it's gone, says Brian Wolfhunt. And scrap metal. Luminary's got a backlash generator. That is too small for me to read. Consider the price of defeat. Repair nanites, saber, battle drone. Idealist has got better punching, conceptualize, focusing, tiara, and sound beating. And the Scholars got Bring What You Need, Flesh to Iron, and Transmutive Recovery. All right, what do we got?
Ongoing.
Armored Fortitude, Demoralizing Presence, Superhuman Redirection.
I hope we brought some irreducible damage.
And Galvanized, because that's what we needed.
We don't really have much irreducible damage. We have some ongoing destruction, though, on our team. Not in my hand. Luminary has really good ongoing destruction if we can find it. Idealist has pretty reliable ongoing destruction, which we can get. And Unity has some. Hit him with the orbital laser, you'll be fine. That's true. We just have to survive until that happens. Except for superhuman.
Yeah, except for superhuman redirection, which would make that really not great.
Yeah. Platform. I could play platform bot, which is just gonna like get destroyed. So I don't even know if that's worth playing right here. Go back and I'll just double skip here to draw more cards.
All right.
Swiftbot. Yay.
That's good. All right, so let's see here. Dealt damage by hero target. Ugh, everything is slow on my computer right now. All right, consider to draw a card. Yeah, that's probably the good one.
Yeah, the faster we can find your ongoing destruction, the better.
What is happening on my computer today? I'm getting all kinds of rainbow spinnies all over the place. There we go. All right.
There's your death laser. Well, we can potentially plan for the death laser. I think that's not a bad idea. We can keep Luminary alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Idealist to take out one of his damage boosts. Giant floaty head is what I want. And I'll use it to draw a card and destroy an ongoing.
Hedgehogs!
Yeah, he's at -2 right now, so it's not even worth trying to damage him.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to bring what I need here.
Yeah, if you can get, like, Scholar to tank all the damage soon, that would be cool.
All right, what is this? Reveal, put 2 in your hand and 1 on the bottom of your deck. All right, I'm probably gonna... Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep don't dismiss anything and probably keep moving and like banish, get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way isn't really that useful.
Yeah, in this game I don't see that being super useful. Oh,
especially most of the environment's immune to environment is immune to fire. Yeah, if we can stay alive long enough to orbital death laser, that might be the way to win this. So I don't think we need to take damage for this.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh, hang on, I gotta switch which game we're playing. Edit stream info. Sentinels.
Well, you got the same card again.
Oof.
Ouch.
All right, I didn't want to have to do this, but I really need to use the facility. So I am going to go AFK, and you go ahead and do what you need to do. I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right. I'm going to play Swiftbot because it might survive until my next turn. And yeah, for Luminary, Repairment nanites might help keep Luminary alive. Hasten Victory won't really do much except play a random card, which could be good. Also could be bad. Yeah, let's go repair nanites. And we'll use this power. No devices. All right. For the Idealist, I do like focusing Tiara a lot, but I want to keep destroying ongoings. So I think we'll just keep using Conceptualize here. Let's put another giant floaty head. Maybe we'll put Karate Robot. And you have it. We'll put this under giant floaty head though, and use giant floaty head. And destroy that damage boost again. Is it Jeremy back? Hear noises.
All right,
there he is.
Back.
Cool. All right, so Luminary just played a repair nanites and didn't end up getting another device. I was going to play Keep Moving for Flesh to Iron here, but
let's see.
That's your call.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would default to my Don't Dismiss Anything, or potentially my Proverbs and Axioms.
Don't Dismiss Anything.
What's that?
You can play Keep Moving and Don't Dismiss Anything.
That's true. Yeah, or Proverbs and Axioms. Like, where are we at on health? Yeah, we're not doing great, so that could be useful, but yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I would Keep Moving and then something else. I'm not saying don't do something else, but Flesh to Iron is very useful.
Yeah. We're beating him and we're going for round 2. Okay, Sparky Wolf.
I'm fine with either Proverbs or Dead Smith, so.
Should I just choose for me here, or do we have a specific thoughts about order?
I don't think order probably matters too much, so. Construction Pylon.
Nice. Yeah. Alright, well, and draw a card, use a power. Okay. That's fine. Dangerous Vision. And we'll do this. That's fine. Nothing.
Hey, Vivid Thoughts. Let's just get all the concepts. I don't really want Monster of Id right now, though, so I'll leave that. Not doing damage right now.
All right. And Scholar, we're definitely going to put the top card in play. Ooh, another Keep Moving. I guess I don't really have many choices, so...
We're not really hitting Iron Legacy, so...
Yeah.
You get to play another card. Sure.
We get a Raptor Bot, Timely Disruption.
Hey, destroy 3 ongoing cards. Perfect. That is the thing we want.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably mostly want to regain hit points. Because you already used your power this turn.
Right. Yep. So we will regain. Yeah, come on. Why is it not letting me click? Ugh. Come on. There we go. All right. I'm going to bring what I need again. Oh! Look at that. I will take back my 2 favorite cards, and I will put the other one down at the bottom. Oh, and I drew it anyway. Look at that. Good times. Ember Shaman.
Oh, offensive transmutation is great. That stops him from dealing damage. And we can get that through next turn, because we can destroy all the ongoings.
Mm-hmm.
The Ember Shaman lets us discard a Magma Crystal to use a power. Do you want the Scholar to take 1 damage to pick up the Magma Crystal?
Sure.
You may put it in your hand. I don't know if you want to use it now, but you could.
What are the powers that I have?
You could confuse, bring what you need again.
Yeah, you know what? Against Iron Legacy, I'm fine with that. Let's keep cycling my deck and seeing what we can get.
Yeah, the more copies of things that either stop him from dealing damage or let you redirect to yourself or things like that will be.
Yeah, I'm just going to banish the second Bring What You Need since I still have one in hand. Or in play, I think. Flying Assault!
Let's say not Unity because of the damage boost. Destroy my equipment cards, oh well.
Womp womp.
And yeah, here we get a bunch of damage. But he didn't play any more ongoing cards, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So this round I would suggest that Luminary blow up all his ongoings and Scholar prevent him from dealing damage would be really good. If you concur.
Yeah. What is it? Timely Disruption? Disrupt to 3 non-character card devices and or ongoing cards. Yeah. Yep. I'm on board for that.
And then Scholar has Offensive Transmutation, which can get through once those ongoings are gone. So cool. So Unity. Let's see. Maybe I'll use Scrap Metal. Oh, I could play 2 cards here, right? So I can play Scrap Metal. I can play Volatile Parts. I can destroy Volatile Parts to get a Platform Bot. Sure. Oh, maybe I don't want Platform Bot. It might be bad. Yeah, let's go back. Sorry, because it's going to actually like hit one of us.
Yeah.
Oh, I can have it hit the Shaman. That's okay. We're not going to go back.
Oh, okay.
So I'll bring the Swift Bot back into my hand and just hit the Elder Shaman. Yeah, it's not showing me the redirect, but it is going to redirect, right? Yeah. Let's hit the Shaman. It's fine.
All right, so I'm going to Timely Disruption.
Yeah. Goodbye.
And all but Galvanize, right?
Yeah, Galvanize is indestructible, so. Oh, right. It only reacts 5 or more damage. That's true.
Okay, good. I was about to say that, and I was like, maybe I'm not remembering the card right.
I just didn't remember the card right. So I could have hit him for 1 damage. Oh, well. You're getting close to Death Laser territory.
Yeah, what have I... Where am I? Let's see. If there are 15 more cards in your trash. Yep, look at that. All right.
Still no devices of your power, but that's fine. It's more in the trash. All right, so we don't have to destroy a card this turn. So maybe I'll play the Focusing Tiara and hit him with Karate Robot. Put that under the other Karate Robot. If it comes down to 1 HP loss, we know when it happened.
Yep, there it is.
That was it. Unless we needed to hit the Ember Shaman, that's possible.
All right, I think... Am I just going to... do I want to keep one or both of these? Because I got to discard for them. Yeah, I don't actually think I'm going to keep either one of these. Because I have both of them in hand, and I also have a keep moving, so...
I would keep Flesh to Iron because you don't have any left in your deck. But...
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so this is for Flesh to Iron, so I will discard another Flesh to Iron for this Flesh to Iron, and then I will skip to let the Solid to Liquid go away, and then I will offensively transmute him.
Yeah, no damage for you. Yeah, and the quicker you can find your other copy of Offensive Transmutation, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Truth Seeker, and I guess more Formed Energy. Draw Grace Under Fire. It's hard being made of liquid iron. Indeed.
No magma crystals.
Alright, what did he draw? Vigilance. First time a player plays a hero card each turn, Legacy deals that hero player's 2 projectile damage, which, at least until the Scholar's turn...
That's true. He can't deal damage.
Is
so
no big deal, so...
I do want to play a card. All right, so we should work out if we can win.
It seems like a good idea. Can we win? We should figure that out.
I don't know if we... Well, yeah, you don't have enough in your... If you had 15 in your trash right now, we probably could, but you don't. So I think we need one more round.
Mm-hmm.
But we can at least try to get him down to 21 health. I have Stealth Bot. That's good. I don't have a Pylon anymore. But I can play Swift Bot, which was what I was going to do. Then I can play... May as well play Inspired Repair, see what I get. Reclamation. Let's play Scrap Metal. And sure, hit him with a Shockwave. Actually, if we get him below 20, he stops hitting everyone as much and only goes after the hero target with the lowest HP, which will be like a bot or a device. So I'm totally okay with that. But I'll play Stealth Bot just in case we need that. So yeah, I'm fine to just be hitting him here. Let's pound on him.
Yeah, do it. All right. Yeah, need that.
Aggression turret could be good, but I mean, we'd also want you to discard faster. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look through what I have here. Let's see, Saber Drone. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the Saber Battle Drone, but then just use my base power to try and get more either cards. I mean, frankly, to get more cards into my trash. I don't think there's a faster way to get cards in my trash.
Hasten Victory.
What does that do? Luminary deals each one turn. Play the top card of your deck. That's not going to get more in my trash faster than using my base power if I draw no... I mean, it's a contingency, but...
Faster than playing a device that's not in your trash? Absolutely. It's a one-shot that goes in your trash.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then you're playing another card.
Yeah, no, okay.
I get
it, yep.
Or you're playing Dangerous Vision instead of Hasten Victory?
Oh, wait, did I grab the wrong... I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, look at that. Uh-oh! One hero non-character card. Show up to 3 targets with 5 or fewer, and 1 target deals up to 2 psychic damage. All right.
Yeah, you can destroy, like, the karate robot that doesn't have anything under it.
Sure. All right.
I would just leave that alone.
Yeah, that's fine.
It can be useful. And make Legacy hit himself.
Well, he can't hit himself. So, I mean, I guess, is that better than one of the environment targets hitting themselves?
What do you mean he can't hit himself?
He can't deal damage.
Oh, sure. Sure, you can make the Stone Shaper hit itself then, so it's at least a little weaker. I forgot he can't deal damage, so...
All right. And now I have 15.
Yeah. So next turn. Hey, and a disposable defender. And the more in your trash, the more damage the laser does. Yep. So.
Did Jeremy just ask John, what did you do? It happens. You saw it here first. It happens like once a year.
Here's where Idealist tries to win the game before Legacy, or for Luminary can use the laser.
Oh man, Take Walker says, I'm highly distracted by my parents watching the final battle of Endgame. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a battle. Actually, we haven't talked, because I haven't been around, we have not talked yet about the latest Star Wars movie. Did you get a chance to see it yet, John?
Yep, I saw it.
What'd you think?
It was a Star Wars.
It was a Star Wars.
I don't really have any investment in Star Wars, personally, so it seemed fine.
Yeah, like, I can tell you right now that, like, I know that the internet at large is kind of going crazy about this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are like, it's the worst thing that's ever been Star Wars of a Star Wars, but like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, like, I've read some stuff about like that, how they abandoned some of the interesting ideas in the second movie.
And that they definitely did.
Yeah.
If you had to ask me how would I rank the 3 of this new trilogy, it was the best one was Last Jedi, the second best one was The Force Awakens, and Rise of Skywalker was the third. But they were all pretty good. I liked them. Yeah, hardly the worst Star Wars. Like, the prequels would like to have a word with anyone who thinks that this is the worst Star Wars that's ever been Star Wars.
yeah, like Take Walker says it was okay, which I mostly feel about all Star Wars. So, except for the really horrible ones, like the prequels.
Yeah, like I mean, you can count me among the stands for The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is actually tied with Empire Strikes Back as my favorite Star Wars of all times. And I know that is a somewhat divisive viewpoint, but that's how I feel about it. And my kids are all about Star Wars now for some reason. Like they're watching the Clone Wars series and the Rebels series, which I need to watch actually front to back because I've heard they're very, very good. Oh yeah, so T. Morgan says the only Star Wars I'm into is the Clone Wars cartoon. My son and my oldest daughter absolutely love the Clone Wars cartoon, and I need to watch it. I've only watched the Clone Wars movie that started it before it got into the series. I need to get into the series because I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I want to watch that Clone Wars series as well.
I've heard it's very
because it's referenced a lot in podcasts I listen to.
Oh, nice. But The Mandalorian, now that, whew, that is super great. I don't know if you can get it wherever you are because of Disney Plus or whatever, but it's really super good. I highly recommend it.
Beating up on Legacy with karate robots. I'm not going to bother destroying Vigilance because I think we're going to not care about that. So if I had my other ongoing card, Idealist might be able to kill Iron Legacy this turn, but I don't. So sad. He is down to 8. Actually, Scholar might be able to do it. Yeah, Scholar has no one to turn loose, right? So it's over.
And I will say this, not counting shows, if anybody out there is a fan of Star Wars and has the ability to play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, oh my gosh, I highly recommend it. I think Jedi Fallen Order is like my third or fourth favorite Star Wars movie. It is really, really good. All right, so what is... Sorry, let's see. We got to do 8 damage. I don't think I need to bother with Fleshed Iron, so we'll skip that.
You can just do 11 damage.
Yeah. So
in one shot.
And... what is that, Grace Under Fire?
Nope.
What am I looking at?
Know when to turn loose. Discard your hand.
Oh, there. Oh, sorry. Okay, there we go. Yep. All right. Nah.
Take that, Iron Legacy.
Boom.
Beat up by some beardy man and kids.
Take that, fascist legacy. That's what we do to fascists around here.
That's right. We break your shirt in half.
We rip your shirt and your pants. Neither of your clothings are immune. All right, one more. Hopefully a quick one.
Sure.
All right, let's see what we got here. Randomize. Ooh, all right. I like the Dreamer. I don't like either of those peoples. So let's do...
Dok'Thorath is interesting against the Dreamer, too.
All right. Yeah, so we got KNYFE, Wraith, Stuntman, and Fanatic against the Dreamer and Dok'Thorath.
4 beautiful heroes.
Indeed. They're all posing for the cameras. Welcome. It's fair for ye to stand down. Thank you kindly. Actually, somebody that I know just recently posted on Twitter, they're like, hey, post your favorite accent. And I realized I think Scottish is possibly my favorite accent to listen to. Like, someone was on a podcast that I listened to recently that had it was actually, like, they clearly were Scottish, but had moved from there a long time ago. So it was like a very, very light Scottish accent. It took me a while to figure out what it was, but I was like, Oh, I love that accent. What is it? But then when I figured out what it was, I was like super excited.
You need to find the tweet from yesterday of the woman who lost her phone, and another woman, a Scottish woman, found it in the bathroom and
Oh,
made a
okay.
selfie video.
I saw that tweet, but I didn't
Hilarious.
watch the video. Was she Scottish?
Oh, you have to watch the video. It's amazing.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find that again. All right. KNYFE has a couple of battlefield experiences, or battlefields experience, as it were. Energy burn, infiltrate, and obfuscate. KNYFE has got a grappling hook, mega computer, stun bolt, and utility belt. Stuntman has a coup vaisant, pistolet, mitrailleuse, blah, 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 stylish armor, and training montage. And Fanatic has got a brutal censure, consecrated ground, prayer of desperation, and smite the transgressor. All right, so we got a Tooth Fairy, a Treacherous Ape, Toy Master, Grotesque Arachnoid. Fanatic can take this. And Toy Master, another one.
I'm happy to have Toy Masters doing nothing. Discard a card. This probably won't get used.
Yeah, I actually might want to have a mega computer. Yeah, what would you do here? Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, this environment could potentially damage the Dreamer, so having either the grappling hook or the mega computer are both useful.
Yeah, I mean, Mega Computer is useful, but not as useful as your other cards, so.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. We'll get rid of the mega computer.
The grappling hook can stop the bombardment, so. I don't think I want to be using things that deal each non-hero target damage usually, so.
Probably the wrong choice, but whatever.
Just discard your worst card.
Yep. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Definitely want to get rid of the Tooth Fairy before the end of the round. I guess Fanatic can take care of that by herself, so maybe I will play. I guess I could do Energy Burn and take out that and the. Energy Burn is good against high HP targets, but they just don't really exist in this fight, so.
Right.
May as well just use it. And then we just have to grind down the other things.
Nice. All right, remind me, she flips when no projection cards in play, right? Okay. All right, so we don't need that. We don't need that. So I guess I could hit the Grotesque Arachnoid with a stun bolt, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable choice. Ooh, micro-targeting. I like that.
Suppose I could have a training montage. play an
interesting. Team Morgan says this song always makes me think of Mario Galaxy. That's interesting. I could see that.
So now, you can do like 4 damage to something, so we could take out one of these Toy Masters if I hit it for 1. So we should probably do that.
Oh, and I actually feel terrible that I did not actually talk to Jean-Marc about the fact that Neil Peart died this week. Legendary drummer for Rush. In my opinion, probably the greatest drummer who's ever lived. I was I was a mess when I heard about Neil Peart. I literally was like, I heard when I was on the train on the way home, and I ended up driving around in my car, like crying my eyes out for 20 minutes listening to Rush songs. It was a moment, to say the least. All right, let's see. He made Rock Band difficult. That is very, very true. Oh, is that the tweet?
That's the Lost Phone video.
Okay,
it has like 50,000 retweets or something now.
All right. How do I deal the most damage here? Let's see. We got.
Yeah, you can kill Toy Master if you use like Brutal Censure or something.
And I draw Divine.
It's only doing 1 damage, but get rid of it.
Yep. All right, Gene Mountain Ravagers. All right. So yeah, I was gonna say one of us can. Yeah, that's fine. Can take this. Sure.
Punch back.
Sure.
Yay, stunt bolt.
I'm picturing the current scenario. Rebels fighting military. Some small being is making strange creatures, and a blonde guy's yelling, "Look at me!" Alright, there goes the Ravagers. We get a Granite Oni that comes out. That's got some damage reduction.
Alright, Knife can take out that Toy Master. I think it's probably a good idea.
Prime Punch gets drawn. Alright, so we got Stun Bolt. So my micro-targeting increases projectile damage. So I could...
Yeah, you could hit the Arachnoid again for more.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the right choice here, because I can do 3, but it'll only be 2 to the Oni. That's more likely that we're going to get rid of the Arachnoid, so we'll do that. Suit yourself. One of Christopher's lovely puns.
Why not another training montage?
We got a montage!
Moving target. Sure. Don't have a way to make that happen yet, but I can do irreducible damage to the Oni.
Do you have Netflix where you
Yep.
are? Have you watched or are planning to watch The Witcher?
Just finished watching it last night.
Did you? All right. I am on episode 4. My internet was out last night, so I only got like halfway through episode 4 before it sort of gave out. And I'm definitely of the position that, like, I get that they're doing multiple time frames, and that's fine. It still doesn't make sense. So here's hoping that by the end of it all makes sense, because I'm like, I want to love it, but I'm having such a hard time.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. It's not like my favorite, but it does. I mean, it makes sense with different time periods, but they don't do a great job with it, I don't think, in that regard.
Yeah, to me, it's like so many people that I've seen online are talking about how it's like, this is what Game of Thrones should have been. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, it has the same problems of Game of Thrones where, like, the same problem where there's so many character names being thrown around that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know why I'm supposed to care. Yeah, toss some bits to your Twitcher, says Sparky Wolf. And yes, that song is very catchy. I'm on board. I get it. All right, I'm going to take
and like, actually, when people on Twitter were talking about it, it's like, oh, it's like this fun, like, traveling dad joke thing. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, there's a little bit maybe, but, like, not as much as people made it out to be. Mm-hmm. I was expecting more lightheartedness, and it really isn't.
Toss him a coin. He's the Witcher man. Nice. Oh, interesting. Dragon Quest anime.
Blue slimes for all. Oh, hey, a redirect for Stuntman. Did you plan to do that? You totally planned that.
Yep, that was totally what I meant to do.
I can do 3 irreducible damage to the Dark Hero.
Nice.
And that means Knife can finish it off. Let's prepare some battlefield experience. All right, we should be able to kill the Oni, and then she's going to flip. So get ready to have all your things get destroyed.
Yep.
How many did she destroys? H? Yeah, 4 hero ongoing cards are destroyed, which is good because she's going to deal a bunch of damage to us, so I want No Time to Bleed to be gone when she hits us.
Is it just ongoing, or is it ongoing and equipment?
Just ongoing.
Okay, so I can keep putting out equipment and not have to worry.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, The Witcher was good. It was fine, but I wouldn't say it's better than Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like, I fell asleep twice trying to watch the first episode, and then I just powered through, because so many people that I know and love and respect think it's great, so I was like, all right, I'll keep trying, but if it was just on me, I would have given up after the first episode, because I fell asleep twice, and I was like, ugh. And just to be clear, by that I mean I fell asleep one night, then I tried to watch it again the next night, and I fell asleep again. I did not fall asleep, wake up, try to start it again, and then fall asleep again, both in the same night. It was 2 separate nights that I fell asleep trying to watch it. Yes, Take Walker. Every time I fell asleep, I would go back and try to get caught up again, but it is what it is.
I also didn't hate Game of Thrones like so many people seem to at the final season. So
yeah, the final season I felt kind of just let down.
Yeah,
I remember in the 7th season
pacing issues and stuff, but it wasn't I didn't disagree with anything that happened.
Yeah, it wasn't just to quote. Actually, you know what? I can't quote that because it's not family friendly, so I won't quote it on this show. But there's a line from Clerks where it's something to my mother while pouring sugar in my gas tank. I didn't feel that way about the final season of Game of Thrones, but I distinctly remember in the 7th season of Game of Thrones, there were several episodes where I was literally on the edge of my seat. Oh my God, what's going to happen next? And I never really got that during season 8, which is a bummer.
We actually need to play a different card.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know
of the
what
damage
happened.
reduction.
All right. Sure.
Oh yeah, BoJack Horseman is one of the best shows ever.
Oh, I'm behind. I gotta watch that again. I think I've actually only watched like maybe the first 2, maybe 3 seasons, but I've heard it's so good, and I need to get back into that.
It's super good. We have one more season to watch, I think, with the new season, but it's just so raw and like powerful.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like I think I want to say it was like episode 11 of I think the first season, the one where he like drops acid and goes crazy, is one of the most amazing pieces of animation I think I've ever seen in my life. Like it was not just because it was cool looking, but it was so powerful. Like what happened to him and how he like, oh, so good.
So we're just taking no damage from this because of the Rebel headquarters, so that's nice. That's going to help us out, the Freedom Fighters.
Yeah, about Louis, I feel you. Like, that's one of those ones, like, if you recommend that to someone and they watch it, it's like you're almost letting them know who you are in a way that you might not want to let them. It's like, hey, if this is the thing that I like, you might not be okay with the fact that I like this. So, I get it. I get it.
Oh no, Stuntman's ongoings are being destroyed. That's the worst.
Yep, no.
I do have to hit something though, so it's going to be the Freedom Fighters.
Sorry, Freedom Fighters.
So I think we have one more ongoing card to destroy, so I don't want to play another ongoing card because it's going to get destroyed. And I don't really need to be playing anything else because there's nothing really to attack, so I'm just going to skip here.
Macabre Spectre.
Nice use of stealth.
Oof, 2 Whippicorns. What?
They're both going to go after the Wraith, I think, so at least it's not 2 heroes they're going after.
Yeah, we can let it, yeah, we can choose it to go after the Wraith here.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. So we got to get, what, 4 under her? 8 under her.
8, yeah. All right, so Knife can do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I might just suture myself.
This power. Knife is having a turn. Oh, I could play another for the greater good.
Oh,
I don't think I want to do that right now. Let's do this.
Yeah, Kushinoki says, Sparkable may have triggered a rant here. I find that most of the people who bash anime have never seen any or are talking out of their butt using misconceptions. I have seen almost no anime, and I have absolutely no problem with anime. So I guess I'm like the exception that proves the rule. Like I hear it's fantastic, but I've never like really watched one, so I can't really speak to it. So
it's also a huge medium. It's like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Bashing music.
Ugh, God, I hate
bashing,
music.
Film or novels.
Oh, I guess I can actually...
Yeah.
I mean, I can't deal the damage, but it still reduces the damage, right?
Oh, so you should send that to the Dreamer, not to Whippicorn.
Oh, okay.
Because Whippicorn's going to die.
I once spoke with an unfortunate who said they hated fiction writing because it was all lies. That is amazing.
That's
I mean, they're not wrong, but wow.
Stuntman's going to go ahead and steal the scene.
I will say I don't read a lot of fiction, mainly because when it comes to books, I'm kind of becoming like an old curmudgeon where, like, I don't want to spend too much time trying to get into a book if I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So I tend to reread books that I know I like instead of reading new books that I might like. And the example there is that I have now read The Rise and Fall of Dodo twice, and I'm getting ready to read it a third time because I loved it so much that I would rather read something I know I'm going to like than try something else and end up not liking it. Because there was a Neil Stephenson book, I think it was Anathem, where is that what it's called, Anathem? Where
Anathem is pretty hard to get through.
I tried to get into it, and I just couldn't, because I read Seven Eves, and I loved Seven Eves, but I could not get into Anathem. It was just so dense.
Snow Crash is really good.
That's another one that's on my list that I might want to try. And
Snow Crash is the opposite of Anathem. Like, it draws you in, and it's so fast paced that can't put it down. Where Anathem is like, all right, first we're going to talk about the language we're using in this book or whatever. Like,
oh my God, it was so dense. And I gave it like a good 150 pages, and I just could not get into it.
I read it because I like his stuff, but it was like, all right, it's very like self-indulgent.
Did you read Seven Eves?
Why don't you play Undaunted? Or you just want to draw cards?
Yeah, I just want to get more cards.
I don't know Seven Eves, no.
Seven Eves was interesting. It was kind of like, it felt like 1.5 books. It was like the first 2/3 of it was one book, and then the final third of it was like a whole different book. It was interesting and enjoyable, and I liked it. But and that was what sort of convinced me. It was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna like more Neil Stephenson stuff, so I'll try some other things. And then I tried to get into them, and I just couldn't. So it is what it is. Yeah, Snow Crash is one that I it's been like on my list for a while. Maybe I'll try to get into it.
Yeah, it's like if you read one Neil Stephenson book, it would that's what I would recommend.
What was the one I read that was about cryptography?
Cryptonomicon is pretty good too.
Cryptonomicon. I really dug Cryptonomicon, mainly because that was a book that like I felt like my dad would have loved, and like having read it.
Yeah, it goes into the World War II stuff.
Exactly. He was super into World War II stuff, and like it made me feel like I was connecting to him in a way that like I never got to when he was still here. And so that was one of the things that I really loved about that book. I don't know that I'd read it again. And actually, so what's the one? Rise and Fall of Dodo was him co-writing with someone else, and I can't remember her name, but I think that as a result, it ended up being a really interesting mix of styles that I could really get behind. So
okay,
I definitely recommend it. The core concept of that book that you get to within the first 100 pages, if it doesn't hook you by then, you're not gonna be interested in it. But if it does, you're gonna be like, oh, what an interesting idea to play with, because that was how I felt about it. So
yeah, the first chapter of Snow Crash is one of the best chapters of any book, in my opinion.
Oh, cool. All right.
Super interesting and gripping. So if you don't like the first chapter, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Okay.
The rest of the book is not as good as the first chapter, and it's early Neil Stephenson, especially. He doesn't know how to finish a book, and he definitely doesn't know how to finish Snow Crash.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about Seven Eves, which is that like he was like, oh, what if, and then he goes through this whole other thing, and it's like, okay, and that's great, but like this really should have either been a sequel to the book you already wrote, or you shouldn't have really done it. So
yeah.
So he's like the J.J. Abrams of novels, is what you're saying. Doesn't quite know how to finish things. Yeah, right now I've been reading a lot of nonfiction, and I'm currently reading Because Internet, which is a book about internet linguistics, which is super crazy interesting, and I highly recommend it. Do we need to kill that? Yeah, we'll get rid of that.
Oh, more discarding. Wraith can't play cards as well, by the way.
Ugh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll pick up Snow Crash on Kindle. So did you read Anathem all the way through?
Yep. I also read his Crazy Baroque Cycle.
Ah, okay.
That is a project. It's interesting, but I don't know if it's good. Yeah, the Diamond Age is nice. I recommend that as well. If you get into Snow Crash and Cryptonomicon, the Diamond Age is it's like connected to that whole metaverse.
Okay.
In an interesting way. So that is good. So yeah, might be time to blow more things up for Knife here. Okay. We need to kill that dark
man,
hero.
now Takewalker says Snow Crash is so good. I think I might have to read that.
It is so good.
Maybe I'll reread Rise and Fall of Dodo and then Snow Crash.
It is way better than Gibson's Cyberpunk.
Well, if anyone out there is looking for something to read, I highly recommend The Rise and Fall of Dodo. It's a weird book, and it definitely takes some getting into, because like one of its sort of core conceits is that it's sort of told in a very 21st century kind of way, where like some of it is straight prose, some of it is like almost like a found footage kind of concept, where it's like a bunch of journal entries from the 17th century, and then other parts of it are like almost like Slack messages between like a bunch of people at a company. Like, it's told in this very weird sort of non-linear kind of way, but the story that it tells is really super interesting and well thought out. Like, it's like a concept that's like, it feels like this shouldn't make sense, but it actually kind of does make sense. So I recommend it. All right, I can still do.
You can kill a Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I can kill something.
Why not kill a Tooth Fairy?
Why not kill a Tooth Fairy? Don't tell my kids I said that.
I would, speaking of rereading books, the book I've read the most times is probably Jurassic Park.
Really?
Good. Yeah, probably like 10 times at least.
Yeah, I've read Jurassic Park 3 times. I've read The Lost World twice.
Yeah, The Lost World is a great book too. It's movies.
It's too bad that the movie. Yeah, it's really too bad about the movie, because the book was actually almost better than the first book, in my opinion. I really dug the Lost World book.
Yeah. All right, Stuntman's just going to steal the scene from Fanatic again.
I mean, the book I've reread the most times is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I've reread that like so much that far out in the uncharted backwaters of the unfashionable western spiral end of the galaxy lies a small disregarded little blue-green planet.
I have read it a few times.
Lies a small yellow sun orbiting this at a distance of roughly 98 million miles. Is a small little blue-green planet whose ape descended life forms are so amazingly primitive they still think digital watches are a pretty neat idea. Yeah, I know that book backward and forward. And when I tried to read that to my son, I might have tried to do it a little too early, because he was like, "This is dumb, I don't like it." And I was like, "Oh, stab me through the heart."
Yeah. Unless your son is British, then... Once again, Stuntman kills all the things before Fanatic can touch them.
Yeah, so Balui, it's interesting. Like, Book 4, I really, really love. Book 5 is a little bit of a mess, and I can understand that. But I really love So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. I think that book is a really interesting sort of like alternate lens on the universe of that movie or that story. All right, do we want to get rid of the Freedom Fighters or no?
Nope, they're 100% only helping us right now. So
I'm just gonna skip.
Fanatic is really mad at Stuntman now.
Actually, just last week I was thinking about, I want to say it was Hot Black Desiato, who, I want to say it's in the Restaurant at the End of the Universe, which is the second book, who's spending a year dead for tax purposes. Like, I was thinking about that because of, various financial things that have been happening. It's like, I wonder if me spending a year dead for tax purposes would be a useful thing for me right now. Thought about posting that on Twitter. Because I think it was Hot Black Desiato who did that. Yeah, I don't hate book 5, but it's definitely not of this to the same caliber as the first 4.
There's an interesting little anthology book that collects some of his writings found posthumously and stuff, and interviews and things like that.
You're talking about The Salmon of Doubt?
Yeah.
Yes.
I read that. It was all right.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thought I had.
Interesting stories and stuff like that. Yes.
There was actually, I want to say it was a Netflix show somewhat recently, like within the last 5 years, that was trying to do the Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency thing.
Oh yeah, there's a Netflix Dirk Gently. It's really good and hilarious.
I haven't watched it.
I really recommend it.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, it's in the vein of Dirk Gently books where, like, each one is nothing like the other.
Right.
And so the show nothing like the books.
Yeah, totally.
Just like they went with that, right? Like, don't try to be too stuck on reproducing the weird plot of the book or anything like that. It just goes on its own thing.
And I want to say, I think I just read that they're trying to do a new Hitchhiker's Guide series somewhere. Like a TV series. Which, again, if they do it exactly what you just said, where they, like, here's the core concept and let's reinterpret it. Like, that's what he did, you know? Like, it started as a radio series, and then it was a BBC series, and then it was a book, and then it was another series, and then it was a movie. Like, and it was different every time he did it. Like, I'm definitely one of the people that was like, look, it was the movie that starred, what's her name? Zooey Deschanel and, oh God, who was the guy who was Zaphod Beeblebrox? I can't remember.
The new Hitchhiker's Guide movie.
Yeah, the new Hitchhiker. Like, like, it was not the old one, but it was interesting in its own right, and I loved it, and I own it. So.
Yeah. What is Stuntman doing? Stuntman would use his power. Yeah, I like the movie too.
Yeah, Most Def was Ford Prefect, which I thought was absolutely inspired casting. Like, he brought something to that role that, like, I never would have thought of, but oh my God, did it work. I really loved it. I can't, oh my God, see, this is why I'm becoming old. Like, I can't think of the names of people. Like they're always on the tip of my tongue, and I can never think of them. Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell was Zaphod Beeblebrox, and I thought he did a great job as Zaphod Beeblebrox.
All right, so we've won the game now. So do whatever you like.
All right.
I guess we might want to destroy that environment card, but it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, we haven't really been talking about our strategy. We've been talking about books and all kinds of other stuff, which is all fine. Hit the Dreamer! Come on, Balooey. You know that's not what we're going to do. She did take 1 damage already, which means we would have lost if we were playing on challenge.
Yeah, I didn't have to hit her. Like, we would have had enough damage to deal with everything else, but... All right. Now we just do nothing. Or hit the Dreamer if you want.
Nah.
You could do 5 damage to her.
I could, but I'm not gonna. You shouldn't be yawning. It's like 8 in the morning for you. What's happening?
What, you never yawn in the morning? I went to bed at 1:30 and got up at 8 to get ready for this. Sure, I'll yawn.
You got a full day ahead of you.
The end.
The end.
Another victory. All victories today.
Yeah, look at that. We're amazing. Well, a victory and then a like freeze and a quit and then a victory. All right. Well,
Spirit Island as well.
What's what I'm saying is it was a. Never mind. It was a win and then like a not gonna continue because we've already shown enough of this and we wanted to move on to other things and then. Anyways, so thank you everybody for joining us. I am not gonna leave the stream running for 37 hours like I did the last time. I'm definitely gonna remember to turn it off. Thank you for joining us. Oh, where is John now? John, where are you now?
I am in Seoul, South Korea at the moment.
Seoul, South Korea.
I'll be here for another couple weeks.
Yeah, and actually, Jean-Marc is going to be joining John in the Far East pretty shortly, in the middle of February. He's going to be heading over there. He actually spent some time in Japan when he was in college, and so now he's actually going with his whole family. He's taking the whole family to Japan. It's going to be super great. He's going to have a wonderful time. I'm so excited for him. I have never been to the Far East. I've been to Australia, but I've never been to Asia, India, Japan, China, anything like that. And someday I will, but it is not this day.
Japan is awesome. I would love to go back anytime. So.
Nice. All right, so thank you everybody for joining us. We do this every Tuesday at around 7 p.m. Eastern. There's other shows on the channel. Check out below or next to or wherever to see what else we do. Check out Spirit Island. Tell your friends to pre-order it. We're actually more than halfway to the next stretch goal, which is actually the second to last stretch goal. We're at like 49 something. The next stretch goal is at 50, and the final stretch goal is at 52, which means, since we probably have at least another month to 2 to maybe even 3 months before we're in early access, there's a really good chance that we can reach all the stretch goals. So tell your friends to pre-order Spirit Island, and we can get to even more stretch goals. It'll be super great. I don't have the link right in front of me, but I will post it in the chat. If you go to spiritislanddigital.com, actually, wait, I do have it. Here it is. Copy and paste. Boom. All right, so that's it. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. We will see you when we see you.
Yeah. I'll see you next week at least.
Awesome.
Bye.
Good night. See ya.